Hi, and welcome to Thought for the Day for Thursday, the 25th of November. I'm Ruth Turk, and I'm reading Matthew 10:34 to 11:1 from the NIV version of the Bible. Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet as a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and whoever welcomes a righteous person as a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who is my disciple, truly I tell you that person will certainly not lose their reward. After Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he went on from there to teach and preach in the towns of Galilee. So there are bits of the Bible that we find easy and others that we are a challenge. And this section is a challenge to me. But we're encouraged to have a go and still wrestle with it. So here we go, my thoughts. Firstly, it's good to understand the context. Jesus is speaking to his disciples, teaching them just prior to sending them out to preach the good news of his kingdom. His message was already causing division between those who accepted it and the religious leaders of the day who thought he was a troublemaker and blasphemous. He knew that if not at this point, then definitely once he had died and risen, that the disciples would face severe persecution. When I first read, "Do not suppose that I've come to bring peace," I couldn't understand the contradiction with what I knew to be true of him being the Prince of Peace, and him saying in John 14, "Peace I leave you." Jesus did bring peace, peace between the believer and God, and peace among humans. But an inevitable consequence of his coming is conflict between those who commit themselves to the way and those who don't believe. And this conflict can occur even between family members. Jesus was speaking reality into what the new believers of the first century would experience, and for some believers in our day too. Jesus then goes on to talk about the extent of love and loyalty to him. This is pretty challenging stuff. More than the love of parents or children, more than their own life. He talks for the first time in Matthew of taking up the cross, even before he himself died that way. The cross was a well-known instrument of torture and death in those days. So he was making clear to his disciples the extent, 100% commitment, even to the point of death. So what does this mean for us in rural Hampshire? Well, verse 39, I think, is an important one. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. For me, who isn't persecuted and at risk of death, this is the slow but daily giving over of my life to God. And why? For me, it's because he first loved and was loyal to us more than love experienced by parents or child. Because of our faith in his promise that he will make us and mould a better life for us, one that is abundant and full. I personally find it difficult to let go of my life to God. I'm too much in control. But I find that when I do, better things happen, things that I wouldn't even have thought of. So let's give at least a bit of our lives to God, or maybe a big bit of our lives to God today, trusting in His love for us. Have a good day.